Hi, it's Justin Hamm with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I wanted to work on my monthly update that I send out to all my supporters or folks that have agreed to get newsletter information from me and such. And I was thinking of a different way of doing it this month, And this month I wanted to give a quick little video. So I created this to just share with you a little bit so you could hear from me and my voice some of the things that has happened this past summer, which has inspired some intentionality moving into our new ministry year. For those of you who might not know, our ministry year starts September 1st. So I am starting my second full week of that. As I'm recording this, it is Tuesday, September 9th. And we're just looking forward to planning to see what this next year is going to look like as far as ministry-related activities and goals and objectives that we want to have for the Capital Region and the Adirondacks going into this next year. And a lot of that is based off of what's happened in this past year. And I just wanted to share with you some of those exciting things that God's been doing that have been leading to some intentional steps and direction that we're going to be implementing into this new ministry year. So the first thing that I want to just share with you all is just how excited I am about how fruitful of a summer this summer was. For those of you who are been following along with FCA, you know that our heartbeat is to engage the community, to then empower our athletes and coaches, and then to equip them to go out and make disciples. And discipleship is the heartbeat of everything that FCA does. And one of the ways over the past few years that we've been trying to engage our community is we host events, we host sports camps, we host things that draw the community in a tangible way to have them meet a need. So FCA is a sports ministry, so one of the things that we've been doing is we've been hosting sports camps, whether it's soccer, basketball, baseball, track and field, things of that nature, to provide a service to the community, to have them come and get trained in a sport, to get better at that sport, to bring in high-level coaches to meet a tangible need. But then when they're at camp, they get a chance to hear the truth about who God is, and they get a chance to leave camp with the Bible. And for the past few years, that's really been the extent of where we've been at. We've been trying to till the soil, for lack of a better word, to engage with the community, to make our presence known, and to take these little opportunities to share nuggets of who Jesus is. Well, this summer was the first summer where we were able to do what is called a power camp. And we partnered with a local church, Princetown Church in Duanesburg, New York, to bring this power camp. And a power camp is a camp specifically designed for kids ages 5 to 12, where they can pick a sport. The five activities that we had were golf, basketball, soccer, wrestling, and we had an arts track as well. So there was 5 different activities kids could choose from. And for this 4-day camp, they would pick a sport and they would do that sport for the entirety of their time there. So a kid would pick basketball, he'd do basketball every night. Or soccer, they do soccer every night. Or art, so on and so forth. So that model didn't really change. We were still providing, we were bringing in high quality coaches, we were providing a service, they were improving at their sport. But the beautiful thing is we were able to host this at a church. And we were able to bring the gospel message every single night. So every single night, all of these athletes, all of these young campers were able to hear the truth of who God was. And then, not only did they get to hear the truth of who God was, they were able to have discipleship huddles built right into their camp so that they were getting poured into by a volunteer who wanted to just share with them the truth of who God is. If they already love Jesus, it's how they can grow deeper in their faith. If they didn't know Jesus, how they'd understand who Jesus was. So as a result of this week-long power camp that we had, 26 kids ended up either coming to know Jesus or recommitting their lives to Jesus. 26 lives were changed this summer because of one sports camp. And that is what's been so exciting. And after seeing that, and after being able to experience that, and partnering with that local church and the leadership of that church, seeing that then trickle down the rest of the summer, huddles were starting, huddles were happening. The kids that came to know the Lord at this particular camp, the church set up huddles that were ongoing throughout the remainder of the summer so that those kids that came to know Jesus had a chance to grow in their faith. So it wasn't just the one-time experience of having that life-changing decision of meeting Christ, but it was that process of learning more, of growing more, of going deeper in their faith that the church set up as volunteers through FCA. So that was really, really cool to see. And that gave me a fire in my belly that I can't express to you. I love our normal sports camps. I love the traditional ones that we've been doing. But there's just something about seeing that many souls' lives changed forever that I want to do more of that type of ministry going into our next year and as we move forward here in the Capital Region and the Adirondack region. Later this summer, we also, we did have our soccer camps where the kids were exposed to the gospel. We did have an opportunity for Bibles to be given to every athlete that wanted them. So we were still able to minister, but there was something about Power Camp that I want to do more of. And as we're thinking about planning what 2025, 2026 looks like, the word that keeps coming to my mind is this word multiply. And for those of you who know me well, I'm not a math person. I'm not a numbers person. I just like this idea of, we had a great experience this summer, right? Lives were changed. It was an amazing. How cool would it be to see more of that? Maybe it doubles, maybe it triples, whatever. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's less than that. I don't know, because it's not about the numbers. The numbers aren't what's important. What I want to multiply is I want to multiply the opportunity. I want to multiply the opportunity for souls to hear the truth of who Jesus is. I want to multiply the opportunity for kids to be exposed to the gospel. That's what I want to multiply. The numbers aren't as important as the opportunity is. So that's something going into this next ministry year that I'm really, really, really trying to make happen. And that's strategically partnering with my board. That's strategically partnering with local church leaders to say, hey, this is what we did last summer. We'd love an opportunity to maybe implement that this summer. And continuing on in that fashion. But in order for that to happen, one of the things that we're really going to need to see is another multiplying factor is we need to multiply volunteers. I know you've been following me along, some of you, for years. Maybe you're a new person to my mailing list. But I say all of that because maybe this is an opportunity this next ministry year for you to come alongside us and to serve. You don't have to love sports. You don't even have to be a sports person. Maybe you're just somebody who loves Jesus, and maybe you have a heart for athletes, you have a heart for coaches, you have a heart for young people, and you just want to use the abilities and talents that God's given you where you are to tangibly get involved and serve in a ministry. We would love to have you join us. Because as right now, I'm the only full-time staff person. But if you were to come alongside us as a ministry leader, and you could then be under the umbrella of FCA, you could lead a huddle. If you're a coach right now in a local school, and maybe you're hearing this, I'm a coach at a local school, and I've been doing huddles with my teams for years. Maybe you're at the point now where you're saying to yourself, you know what, I'm ready to take that next step. Maybe I can't lead them, and maybe I can't lead a huddle right at school, but maybe we could do something before or after practice. Maybe we could do something at my house, or maybe something at our local church where we could create an opportunity to be able to run a huddle. Because I think that's something that we could do more of going into this next year, is having volunteers, having people get involved, come alongside us, and help us as we're trying to share the gospel in the Capital Region as well as in the Adirondack region. So those are some of the things that I'm hoping to do. This last year we had 18 ministry leaders become certified, or whatever the word might be. So that's something that I am hoping to multiply by next year. Maybe we could double that, triple that. Maybe we get 36. See, I'm getting nervous because I'm actually not good at multiplying for real, but I am excited to see how things can grow from here. Another opportunity that we're hoping to grow is in our E3 coaches training, or our E3 volunteer training. So what E3 is E3 is the strategy that FCA uses to make disciples, engage, empower, and equip. And this last year, we were able to train 57 people in that. I would love to see that double or triple. So we have more people exposed to the E3 model of training. We have people exposed to discipleship methods, because that is what FCA is. So I say all of that to let you know that this last summer has been amazing, that God has been moving, and God is going to continue to move. And I'm just so thankful and humbled that I get to be the person that God is calling to lead this region of our state. I'm so fortunate to have the teammates that I have, people who have walked this road before me, who have been pouring into me. And I just wanted to share with you folks, as people who are personally invested in me, either with your prayers, your time, your finances, what my heartbeat is going into this new ministry year. So thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. And I am just so thankful that you're able to join me in this vision. And I thank you for your prayers, and I can't wait till I can see you in person and share with you more exciting updates about what God is doing here in the northeast part of our country.